Everybody, welcome to Matt Men, your source for all things professional wrestling. I'm Adrian Zan. I'm joined by the best in the biz, Rich Stambolini.
The best in the biz, baby.
What
Owl thing.
What biz are you the best in?
Ooh, that's a good question. The hurt biz.
The hurt biz.
The hurt biz.
Yeah.
I wish I was one of the hurt guys.
Are you dunking yet?
Oh, yeah. I'm dunking everything.
I can't wait till you start dunking everything.
I'm dunking chinoing.
Dunking
basketballs.
I want to see you dunk a basketball.
That's how I got here today. I
just
jumped,
went.
tongue out, Jordan style, slammed through the studio window.
Dude, that
I'm
hole
ready to
is
go.
terrible. I got to get that fixed. A lot of professional wrestling to talk about this week. I guess we should start with what happened on Saturday.
Oh, what happened on Saturday?
John Cena turned.
Pretty fantastic, I got
Really good stuff.
Really fantastic.
Yeah.
I think what made it really exciting for me is I feel like for some reason there was some kineticism in the air, and a lot of people I know who don't really watch wrestling were watching it. And my phone blew up afterwards.
Yeah.
And my phone was blowing up during the week. Like, yo, what do you think about this? What do you make of this? I can't believe it. My kid was crying. You know, like a lot of like that kind of thing. I enjoyed it. I also felt
I did too.
We talked about this also on Sunday. I also felt that there was no fat on that show. That was a great show. Nothing to complain about. That Cena heel turn was fantastic. Can't wait to see what they do.
Yeah. That show was great. That show was a very good show.
Yeah.
That Elimination Chamber. Nice and tight.
Mm-hmm.
Started early enough,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Started at 7 o'clock. That's fantastic.
Great.
It was really good. Really, really good.
It was fun. That was a fun ending too. Great way to turn Cena heel. Rock was doing a bunch of this stuff.
What does he not know? What was he
doing
doing?
some riz.
Why was he rizzlering?
He was risen a little bit.
Who does?
He was doing
He
this
went
shit.
like this.
He
He,
was
went
doing-
like this, and then he went up, and then he
Yep.
went like this.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
I think he was like Maron.
Maron.
But people were saying like there's another guy.
Who's the third man?
There's going to be a third man. Travis Scott was the Rodman.
Travis Scott was the Rodman.
He was the Rodman.
He was
NWO.
saging himself.
He was aging himself.
Who could be the third man?
Huh. We talked about this on Tuesday. It would blow the roof off the place in my brain if it was CM Punk.
That would be tremendous.
Right? Did you get that nasty heel trio of Rock,
Oh man,
Cena, CM
they all
Punk?
sold their soul.
They all sold their soul. They introduced a trios belt, and they're the inaugural
Oh, they're the
champions.
inaugural Trios champions. Oh
And
my
they're
god,
all doing her kind of ranas all over the place.
I
and
want to see The Rock
topes.
do a tope.
You want to see The Rock do a
Yeah,
tope with
yeah,
Cena? Oh.
yeah. He used to do a high cross body.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm. He can't get off the ground now.
He was dense. No. That guy has not jumped in years.
He is ground based.
A lot of wrestling to talk about. Rich, why don't you go into the news?
All right, let's chat about this. AEW announced Wednesday that their pay-per-views will be available to purchase on Amazon Prime Video.
Okay, people lost their minds at this.
I mean, it makes sense. Why not? But also, little side note: the Dynamites are available on there too for purchase. So you can buy
Really?
an episode for like $2 or $3.99.
Who's buying?
I think people do that, man. Like, remember back in the day when iTunes started?
Yeah.
And you can buy an episode of Lost for like $3.
I want to own this.
Right.
I want to own this episode of Dynamite.
I need
so
this
I
digital
never
media.
lose it.
Right. You know? And I think Amazon does that. They're not necessarily a direct competitor to Max. Everybody is doing the same shit.
So
you know?
this I saw so much discourse about, oh my God, the Max deal is dead. They never got a pay-per-view deal. And guys, they don't have pay-per-view functionality yet.
Right.
I was always told that the goal was by the end of December to get it developed. Obviously, it's delayed.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as easy as flipping a switch. They have to program this into the existing infrastructure, and they have to make it work.
Which they don't have.
Which they don't have.
Amazon does.
Amazon does, but they're also on everything else. So as far as I know here, the deal is once they're on Max, they're only going to advertise that they're on Max.
Right.
But they'll still be available everywhere pay-per-view is available.
Great.
So the other part of the Amazon Prime thing, and this was interesting. I spoke to someone at Max about, just what happened with BR and why why it's taken a long time. And they're like, listen, they're developing it. But Amazon makes sense because he told me, and I thought this was interesting. There was a very high percentage of people when they were buying the pay-per-views on Max, they were using Amazon. Do you remember it gives you an option? Do you want to pay or do you want to pay with Amazon?
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And if you do Amazon, all you got to do
on
is
Max or BR Live?
on BR.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
There, and this is how AEW saw it.
Yeah.
a large portion of it was coming from, I don't know the percentage. I got to find out, but it was significant enough for them to, want to continue on with Prime because it's an impulse purchase.
Yes.
When you don't have to put a credit card number or you don't have to verify something, or it's just in there, just already in there. That's how I always bought it, through Amazon.
Yeah.
As the payment system. So this makes sense. This is going to include AEW events, including Revolution, Dynasty, Double or Nothing, Forbidden Door, All Out, Wrestle Dream, Full Gear, World's End.
Awesome.
The pay-per-views are going to be available there. So another avenue to buy the pay-per-view.
And they're also going to be on Triller, as usual.
And they're going to be everywhere as usual.
And on regular cable TV.
YouTube TV. So when I buy the pay-per-views now, I buy you guys on Triller.
Right.
And I buy it on YouTube for me. That's how we do it.
Is it a better feed for you on YouTube because you have YouTube everywhere?
It's really stable.
Okay.
YouTube TV is fantastic. Do I buy it on YouTube? No, I do buy it on YouTube, not YouTube TV.
Okay.
Buy it on YouTube. But why charge $50 on Amazon if I'm already paying for Prime? Because it's a pay-per-view.
Yeah, exactly. You still have to pay for.
You still have to pay. You still have to pay for it. Like if you have Prime,
you still have to model.
If you have Prime, you still have to buy certain TV shows and movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
that's just the way it works.
Yeah, that's how it works. All right, what else?
WWE launches a WCW YouTube channel. So far, 25 different videos ranging from the first episode of WCW Nitro, several full episodes of Thunder, 2 full Clash of the Champions events, several full pay-per-views, full-length matches, Flair, Steamboat, Hogan, Goldberg. Listen, I think this popped everybody yesterday when the news came out.
Yeah.
That we're all going to go down a WCW YouTube rabbit hole.
Fantastic. When the WWE Network started, what was the first thing I went to? I went to go watch the old Nitros and Raws. Right? And I wanted to just relive that.
Yeah. You're yelling La Parka at your TV.
I'm doing the La Parka dance. But since they moved to Peacock, it's very difficult to navigate through stuff like this, on there. And a lot of stuff is missing. And I'm sure when they go to Netflix, if they go to Netflix after Peacock, more stuff is going to be missing. But they've also realized that there's really a very low monetization value on old wrestling at this point. When I think everybody that was in that generation to want to consume the old Raws and Nitros, most of those people consumed it.
They did it already.
And you're not going back a second time or a third time to watch it. So,
well, picture yourself as a young wrestling fan. Let's say you're 23 right now.
Yeah.
Do you think you'd have interest in watching old WCW?
That's a great question. Like, is it really outdated? You're talking about stuff that's almost 30 years old, right?
So
29 years old. So when we were 23 years old and watching wrestling, would we want to watch stuff
from the early 70s?
From the early 70s, from 1976, and how much of it did we want to consume?
Yeah. I think when we got older, definitely.
When we got older, definitely, because we got down this we cover wrestling. But I'm saying a fan of wrestling that they subscribe to Peacock, they watch the pay-per-views, maybe they're a little active on social media about WWE content. Are you looking for 30-year-old wrestling to consume, and how much of that percentage of people want to consume it? I think it's it's marginal. Monetarily, I don't think there's much.
Would it be the equivalent of us really, really wanting to watch Memphis wrestling when we were 22 years old, or WCCW?
Yeah, well, I didn't want to consume that when I was 20. I wanted to consume that when I was
35.
35, yeah.
Because everybody was 35 at that point. But no. I think that's a lot of it. Young people I think you're competing with screens. So maybe it's a better thing that it's on YouTube because the algorithm might work in a wrestling fan's favor. They'll stumble onto something new.
Yeah. I think that's cool. I mean, listen, you and they were able to monetize this with ads. There's obviously going to be YouTube ads, and they're going to make some money from it. Some notes from the Tony Khan media call ahead of Revolution. Dave Meltzer asked about the releases. Yes, always on the phone. That Dave is always on the phone. About the releases, and Tony said that he has changed his philosophy and is just a case-by-case basis. Answered a rumor about not having production meetings. Khan says he meets with several working groups and individuals at several points during the day. Production people, producers, coaches, announcers. He's consistently looking to get better communication, and that's but it's a great process for them. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was kind of ridiculous that people were like, he doesn't have production meetings. Of course there's production meetings, but he's not having it's not being conducted in the same way as WWE does it. That's pretty much what it was.
Yeah.
He was asked about Ring of Honor TV rights. Khan said that they had great conversations domestically and internationally. He hasn't been rushing to make a deal. That's literally everything I've heard. I don't know. I have not heard anything about Max being interested. I have not heard anything about it being on another Warner property. Not that it won't be. Nobody's talking to me about Ring of Honor. Now, I'm not saying that as a knock.
Right.
It's not a knock.
Yeah.
What else do we have? Khan says Max will still eventually be the home of AEW pay-per-views, and looking forward to fans can buy the pay-per-views there. No timeline has been added. Like I said, you're talking about coding. It's out of everybody's hands until they get it going, and they're a little slow with this. What else do we have here?
Per a report from Russell Votes, the Natural Disasters will be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame this year. The team of Earthquake, the late Earthquake John Tenta, and the 68-year-old Typhoon Fred Ottman / Tugboat.
Uncle Fred.
Love it.
Uncle Fred.
Love it. These were like two big boys.
They were huge. And do you know, they looked habitually 46, and they were in their 20s.
They're like 30. Yeah, they were like 30,
26 years old.
No,
John
Tenta.
There's a photo of John Tenta, and it shows him, and it shows like, I forgot who it was. It could be Will Ospreay. And he goes, these two are the same age. These two men are the same age. As Earthquake.
Wow, that's wild.
Yeah.
Boss Man was another one.
They all looked like they were 40.
Yeah.
But they were in their 20s.
Insane.
It's the freaking road.
TKO officially launches a new boxing promotion with a Saudi Arabian partner, Dana White, WWE President Nick Khan, and Saudi royal advisor His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh. Al-Sheikh. All right. Confirmed the news on Wednesday. The promotion will be a joint project of TKO and Saudi Arabian Entertainment and hospitality company SELA, with TKO handling day-to-day operational expertise, management, and oversight. They have not chosen a name yet.
So it seems like the deal is that Nick Khan and Dana White are running the show. Mm-hmm. They're getting paid for it. TKO's getting paid for it. And after a couple of years, there's an option for equity.
Interesting.
So they'll get equity after a couple of years of running the promotion.
So now, does this mean we're going to get like some nutty ass mega show in Saudi Arabia where it's part MMA, part boxing, and part WWE?
Yeah, I'm sure.
I would assume it's like a big festival type.
Yeah, they'll do something like that. This is very interesting, though. I mean, this is the Saudi sovereign fund that's creating these things. We heard that America's getting into this now. Trump announced that he's doing an American sovereign fund where they'll fund events like this and businesses. This is why WWE is doing these deals. This is why certain countries are paying big money for American events to come in. I'm curious to see who signs with them as far as boxing goes and how the pay structure is going to be.
I feel like if you're going to make a splash, you're going to try to get everybody who is semi-retired or retired out of retirement.
You're going to try to book Muhammad Ali.
You're going to get Muhammad Ali. You're going to get Pacquiao.
Yeah.
You're going to get Mayweather. You're probably going to get like a lot of like guys who are still around,
but older.
To be part of this.
Maybe. What's that, Jonathan?
I would say no. So Dana White and Turki Al-Sheikh were actually on the McAfee show the day this got announced. Turki Al-Sheikh leaked that September 12th is the possible first event. But he also posted a picture with Canelo, and Dana White said that they're going to limit the amount of title belts in the promotion, and they're going to have the biggest boxers go up against each other and try to condense the whole world of boxing.
I heard they're trying to book Jack Dempsey.
Yeah.
Gentleman Jim Corbett, him too.
Yeah.
It's on my birthday. I should be able to book it. It's my birthday, so I should be able to book it then.
When's your birthday?
September 12th.
That day, September 12th.
I got very confused that it was his birthday today.
No.
No, you got the next birthday coming up.
Do I? Am I the next
May 13th.
May 13th, yeah.
Jonathan, when's your birthday?
No, Suncast is before you, right?
Oh, yeah, Suncast is May 3rd. No, my son is May 3rd. Suncast is May 4th.
I am February. Mine just passed.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy late birthday.
Happy late birthday.
Appreciate it.
WWE announces events for Memorial Day weekend to counter program Double or Nothing. WWE's bringing Saturday night's main event, Saturday, May 24th, and Battleground on Sunday, the 25th. Monday Night Raw, the 26th. Tuesday, NXT to the Yingling Center. Yingling Center. John Cena set to appear on Saturday night's main event also.
Heel John Cena.
They got to run their own business, but they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know who wins? No one. The fans don't win. The promotions win when this happens.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think NXT is going to take away from AEW pay-per-view business. I don't think that's going to happen. But, this is where we're at now. We compete on the same nights.
Yeah, wild.
Yeah. John Cena set, like I said, set to appear on Saturday night's main event. WWE is tentatively planning to bring back Evolution on Saturday, July 5th. This is per bodyslam.net, Cassidy Haynes. Do you guys remember that?
I'd be into it.
If they were ever to run it, their women's roster is really strong.
I also wouldn't mind seeing like gimmicky matches during this. Like a War Games type match.
A War Games type match or Hell in a Cell.
A ladder match, Right. The roster's so thick right now.
The women's roster is fantastic.
Yeah.
If there's any, to look at the last decade for this company, for WWE, the last decade, and you would say, where did, outside of the Vince McMahon leaving and the resurgence of this, what have they developed in a decade? And that's their women's roster.
Oh, yeah.
To be honest, I believe, this is my opinion, and I think a lot of people also see this. If you were to ask me, I think they develop better women characters and wrestlers than the men.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That they have developed, that they have created.
Yep.
They're very good at finding guys that are already established or they have a name somewhere. And the ones that they have, like right now, maybe now it's changing. Like Obafemi, right? Obafemi is a
good home
WWE name.
Yeah.
Trick Williams, another one,
Carmella.
right? Carmella, another one.
Javon Evans,
another one. But these are still untested on the main roster to see how major of a capability they'll have. The women, on the other hand, everybody gets over.
Yeah.
Everyone that they put on there has gotten over.
What is that magical sprinkling that they're giving them? That they debut as a star.
I think some of it has to do with the fact that they've never done this before, so it's just clicking.
They're putting a lot behind
and there's a demand behind it. I also think, from what I know, is that a lot of the women are very vocal about gimmicks, their gimmick and they're creative and what they're doing. And I think that helps when you're able to say, like, no, I really think that's dumb.
Yeah.
How about we try this?
Not going to work for me. Brother.
They also have great advocates on the main roster. A lot of the men, a lot of the women, they're advocating to more character development.
Yeah.
Good stuff, though.
It's also hard work. It's also hard work from those girls putting in the effort.
That Elimination Chamber match, the women's Elimination Chamber match, was fantastic. I mean,
best one of the night.
And listen, there are a lot of guys that really don't necessarily care for women's wrestling.
Yeah.
I understand that, but I can't see anybody watching that and saying, "Well, this was not good."
Yeah.
WWE's first episode of WWE Evolve premiered on Tubi. Shawn Michaels served as an on-screen matchmaker for one night only. NXT General Manager Ava, she's the authority figure moving forward. Did you guys watch this? I have yet to see it.
You know why I didn't watch it? Because it's on Tubi, and I watched part. I didn't know about it.
That's a valid reason why. Very valid reason why. I have not seen this. I'll probably catch up on it on Sunday.
Yeah.
NXT Roadblock, live from the theater at the Garden on Tuesday, and Monday Night Raw from MSG. We are not going because I have a commitment that day. Obafemi versus Moose. NXT Women's Champion Julia versus NXT Women's North American Champion Stephanie Vicaire. TNA Tag Team Champions The Hardys versus Nathan Frazier and Axiom. Javon Evans, Ethan Page, Roxanne Perez, Jordan Grace. And WWE LFG coaches, The Undertaker, Mickey James, Booker T, and Bubba Ray Dudley will appear.
They're going to get into a big brawl.
Here's Monday Night Raw.
There's no report, real quick, Andrew. There's no report on whether or not that title for title match is actually a unification match, or if they're just.
I think it's just winner take all. I don't think it's not a unification.
Yeah. That's how because they were saying that on air. Like Booker T just says stuff.
Yeah.
And you don't know. He confuses people.
Yeah.
Continue.
Thank you. Monday Night Raw, live from the Garden. AJ Styles calls out Logan Paul. Jey Uso versus Grayson Waller.
Yeah.
Tornado tag match. Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee versus Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. This would be interesting if something happens here.
Yeah.
And it leads to Penta coming out, and then it leads to Rey Fenix coming out.
Sure. That would be pretty rad.
4 tremendous luchadors
At the Garden?
at the Garden.
Forget it.
People react. And, of course, the main event, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, steel cage match.
Awesome.
I'm very curious about this match because whatever happens here is leading to the WrestleMania match for either together or individually. So I don't know. Everybody's assuming it's a 3-way with Roman.
I'm very tempted to get tickets for this.
Is it expensive? I'm sure it is.
The last I looked, the nosebleeds were like $130. But the Garden is on, like anywhere you sit in the Garden.
The new Garden's great.
Yeah, the new Garden's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like when I went to the Knicks game a couple of weeks ago, we were all the way at the top, and it was effing fantastic.
Jonathan was in a suite at the Rangers game.
Sweet.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And you're going with Bob, aren't you going next week?
Yeah, I'm going on the 18th with Bob. I wanted to go to Raw.
Nice
too, but
it's just you and Bob.
My girl's gonna come with us.
Nice.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Nice. John Cena advertised for 3 SmackDown dates: May 30th, June 13th, and June 20th.
Awesome.
So interesting that they're, this is post WrestleMania. SmackDown tonight, Cody Rhodes is going to address John Cena's attack on him.
Fantastic.
Cody's appearing, Jade's appearing, Randy Orton appears, Chelsea Green and Mitchin in a street fight.
What if the third guy was Randy Orton?
What if the third guy is Randy Orton? You know what?
That's a good one.
I was talking to somebody about this, and they said Randy Orton would be great. What if it's Lesnar?
That's what I.
That would be
thinking.
insane too.
Would they poo-poo on that?
Listen, I think that would be a very nutty.
Yeah, it would be a nutty.
If there was a third man.
Yeah.
So you're. Oh, maybe there's 2 more guys.
I think Lesnar would be perfect.
I mean,
get so much
if
heat.
I don't know when they're going to bring him back.
Lesnar and Orton.
Yeah, big.
That's
huge.
huge. Can I fantasy book?
Yeah,
this?
fantasy book this. Go.
What if this leads to 2 more people, and this is Rock's version of the Horseman?
He could do something. I don't know what he'll call it.
They don't let the Dusty stuff lie. They love the dad stuff.
Oh, this is the Horseman against the
Horseman against Cody. Cody loses to Cena at Mania, and then it's the story of Cody beating the Horseman again.
I mean, they could do something like that for sure. I mean, it is going to end up going in that direction, whatever happens.
And I'm sure they'll come up with an awesome name for whatever group they do.
We'll see.
Put Orton in there. Rock, Cena.
He was rizzing.
Rock, Cena, Orton, and Lesnar.
Yo, did you see how big Orton was?
No, he looked tremendous.
You had the best line. Rich in the boys chat goes, every time this fucking guy shows up, he's 2 inches wider and taller.
I also want, and we talked about this the other day. We talked about this at the bar the other day too. Sometimes as far as professional wrestling goes, give me Sammy Sosa and Mark McGuire.
That's what I want sometimes.
Give me like
gigantic.
Just inhumanly, like, give me Jose Canseco.
Yeah.
Like steroid Jose Canseco when I'm watching wrestling.
It was so much more fun. Baseball was a lot of fun then.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, I have watched every preseason Mets game so far.
Oh, good.
We're so into it in this house.
Are you?
You saw my jacket? Look, I got the jacket.
Oh, cool.
I got the old school jacket. All right, Dynamite. We're gonna jump around here because we got to go into the pay-per-view production.
Yeah.
But you want to touch on Dynamite really quickly?
MJF kicks off the show outside, telling Hangman he's waiting for him. Says he's got a bullet with Paige's name on it. Cool. I like this feud. Ricochet and Swerve have a contract signing. This was interesting because and also like slightly confusing. I can be a dumb wrestling fan now and be like, so whoever wins this gets a shot at whoever has the title.
Whoever, yeah.
And this is a Revolution match.
The Ricochet one, yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it? Who do you think is going to win?
This is, I don't know. I think Swerve should win it.
Yeah.
It depends on who the number one contender when they get to face it. So they're having this match at Revolution. The
Yeah.
next pay-per-view is what? Double or Nothing? No. What's the next
Yes.
pay-per-view?
Yeah, it's Double or Nothing
Is it? No.
in May, right?
Pretty sure. Is there one in between? There might be one in between.
Isn't
can
there?
Try to look.
What's the one in between?
Every episode, we have to go
I
through.
can't remember the pay-per-views
We
anymore.
can't remember anything anymore.
I know. It's terrible.
Dynasty.
We're all-
Dynasty. Okay, Dynasty. If Swerve wins, does he challenge at Dynasty, whoever the champion is? If Ricochet wins, does he challenge at Dynasty? Or is it just anywhere? You challenge it's a world title match on TV.
Yeah.
They could do that too.
Do you think this is adding more confusion to everything?
I like this feud.
Okay.
Um
Well, because
but-
there's so many what ifs. Because you have Mox, Cope, Christian with the day
with the
planner,
thing. Yeah, with the
and then you have like whatever Darby's gonna do, and then Hangman MJF and Swerve and Ricochet.
everybody's going for the world title.
which is great.
yeah.
But like I want the pieces. I feel like the pieces are just kind of like have been scattered for a couple of months. If that makes sense.
I agree with you. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's coming together now. You're kind of seeing what's happening here. And then he tried to stab him. He stabbed him with shears.
Yeah.
With scissors. I got a pair there.
I think that I think Swerve's gonna take it, and I feel like it's gonna end up being a surprisingly bloody match. You've never really seen Ricochet in like a bloodbath.
Well, remember they pivoted Bobby Lashley from Swerve
Yeah.
to this. Or maybe Ricochet wins. Maybe Nana turns on Swerve.
Maybe Hurt Business interferes.
Maybe Hurt Business interferes. You have so many options. Will Ospreay, Orange Cassidy, Mark Briscoe, and Powerhouse Hobbs defeated the Murder Machine, Brian Cage and Lance Archer, Mark Davis, and Brian Keith with Don Callis. The big story here was Mark Davis did not want to hurt Ospreay.
That was a good moment.
Yeah, but he was forced to hit him with a chair.
That was a good moment. So Mark Davis turns at some point.
They got to do something with Mark Davis. I think he's getting lost here a little bit.
I think so too. Also, this really, really emphasized how much of an asshole Kyle Fletcher is, which is great.
Yeah. Kyle Fletcher, that guy is really, from the time that we saw him sitting and watching that pre-show next to us for Wrestle Dream. Remember that?
Yeah.
He was sitting there in the media section, just taking notes and watching,
Hanging out, yeah.
and just watching the pre-show matches.
Yeah.
To now, where this guy is being groomed to become a top player in that top tier in that company. I think that's great. He has something. Cope defeated Wheeler Yuta. This was a good match.
Yeah.
After the match, Cope would pick up Yuta and shake his hand and say, "This is what respect feels like." This brought out a pissed off Moxley, asking Yuta what he's doing. Moxley told him to keep walking. So it appears Cope did what he said he was going to do. He took everyone out. Mox is by himself on Sunday.
Mox is also slowly going into Stone Cold territory.
What?
With this shit.
A VHS style 4x3 vignette for the Outrunners plays where they're training. This was fantastic. Right up my alley. Hangman Page arrives as MJF is still waiting for him outside with Renee.
This was a stacked show.
This was really stacked.
Yeah.
Page essentially tries to commit murder. What is it with wrestlers trying to run people over? He's in his Rivian, his electric pickup.
With the horns on
With the horns on it. They would brawl into the building where MJF would get the upper hand and say Page isn't the only one to set things on fire. He would take out lighter fluid and douse Page, who was out in the ring. Security would stop him. This was done well.
I want to see Hangman show up with the noose around his neck again. Like he did in
like the
Japan,
old school one.
And also with some kind of pistol on him.
Is he just going to walk around with a gun now? That's next. Lexi's backstage with the writer and director of Queen of the Ring. This was great. They plugged the movie, and they introduced Toni Storm, who's part of the movie. She joked that they took out her gratuitous nude scenes. And the producer of this went into like old school Hollywood mode and said that they wanted families to come see the movie, and it's PG-13, but his scenes have been added to his collection on Mulholland Drive.
That's hysterical.
So very old school, directory move. The nude scenes are in his private collection. Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford defeated Thunder Rosa and Chris Statlander. Renee Paquette sits down with Timeless Toni Storm and Mariah May. May immediately spat in the face of Storm And Storm didn't budge. This was really well done.
I gotta say, this has become one of my favorite feuds in AEW.
One of my favorite feuds.
Yeah.
They've done a great job with this, top to bottom.
Yeah.
Great writing. I think RJ's doing a great job with this. It's right up his alley, too.
Oh yeah,
you
absolutely.
know. May said that Storm loved her, but Storm started this, and Paquette yelled at May that she's the one responsible for all this. Storm said that May doesn't deserve the dignity of death, her sentence, and she is sentencing her to a lifetime of mediocrity.
Great.
Great
Renee
line.
had a lot of airtime on this episode.
Yeah, she did.
Really
she was all
in
over the
story.
place.
Good for her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Her career will continue. It'll be good, but never great. People will like, but never love May. Very well done.
Yeah. This is a good take on the stalker angle.
Yeah. Renee says she prays neither of them get hurt. Very cool. Continental champion Okada and Ricochet defeated Swerve Strickland and Brody King. The finish was Okada grabbed the Continental title, but Swerve flew in with a house call before he could get it. King and Okada tumbled to the outside as the ref's attention was turned. Ricochet decks Strickland with the title and stole the pin.
I gotta say, interesting gathering of people.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed this main event. It was a good main event. I like seeing Brody King in bigger matches too.
Collision on Saturday. Momo Watanabe versus Serena Deeb in a warm-up for her title match.
Great.
Harley Cameron in action. Daniel Garcia, Lee Moriarty for the TNT title. Revolution. Let's do our predictions. Q&A right after this, guys. Submit your questions in the chat. I will do my best, and Rich will do his best. MG will not do his best.
We'll always do our best.
I'll
for
do
you.
my worst.
Let's go through this card. We're gonna do a little. So let's take everybody's takes. MG and Jonathan
Join in.
So 0 hour.
Yeah.
Big Boom AJ, Orange Cassidy, and Mark Briscoe versus Johnny TV and MXM Collection. I'm saying Big Boom AJ gets the pin.
You want to know what I think his finish should be?
Go ahead.
Are you ready for this? Okay. You know, he's like really like
Big on
top.
top.
He's like
Yeah.
big on top,
Yeah.
right? And he has those tights. It's like up to his belly button. His finish is much like a mandible claw. He goes in his trunks and he takes out Mortadell
and just shoves it in
and he
someone's
shoves it in someone's mouth.
Ugh.
And then he goes back in, takes another one, shoves it in his mouth, and goes for the pin.
the Mortadella claw.
Yeah.
I like that, but I think you should do it with a Costco cookie.
Yeah, he
Keep
makes
the brand
somebody
going.
choke on a Costco cookie.
Oh, yeah. Or you could do that. I just want to meet in cured meats, dude. Big Boom AJ, Orange Cassidy, Mark Briscoe versus Johnny TV and MXM Collection. Who takes this? I go with Big Boom.
MG, write these down, by the way. Take down our predictions, if you don't mind.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Do.
He doesn't know how to write anymore.
I know.
He forgot. dude.
well, technically, did he really ever know how to write? The Hurt Syndicate versus the Outrunners for AEW Tag Team. Hurt Syndicate,
Okay. Yeah. Hurt Syndicate for sure.
guys.
I mean, unless there's something wacky that happens, unless they do something wild where it's like a fluke thing and you get the titles off of them. But I don't know if that helps anybody.
I don't think that's
I don't think so either. I don't think it's the right move.
Outrunners, I would love it, but Outrunners are more of a comedy team. And they're
I
over
felt that they
as
did this
is.
backwards. They
Yeah.
did this backwards.
Yeah.
I think what should have happened was that the Outrunners should have been the one that took the titles off of Private Party, and then you continue to feud with the Outrunners as tag champions for a little bit, and then you crown the Hurt Syndicate, whatever the hell they are, as the champions. I always felt that this was backwards because you can't take these titles off of them now. Right? Like, who's going to take the titles off of them? Who's believable to take the titles off of them?
Yeah.
It's not going to be the Bucks either.
exactly. Listen, it might be. Yeah, Wacky Bugs booking,
Oh, man.
Meltzer driver to Bobby Lashley.
Oh, my God. I want to see Bobby Lashley do a Meltzer driver.
Oh, Bobby and Shelton. Imagine that.
You know when
I'd freak
okay.
out if
You know
if they-
when he goes for the spin,
Yeah.
like the flip and then the pile driver? When he flips, he just keeps going straight. He
Like
just-
Blanca?
Like Blanca just goes, dude.
I would if Lashley and Shelton did the Meltzer driver, I would do a backflip
Chest hurts.
because you're getting it's making you feel it.
Yeah,
Should I
no,
call
I've
the
been
doctor?
I was able to finally work out after I was sick,
Oh, nice.
and it's crazy. Like,
3 push-ups and now you're
dude,
done.
And this is like old man stuff, right?
Uh-huh.
Like, if you stop for even a week and a half,
Yeah.
like coming back, it's not the same.
It's a bitch.
Yeah, same for
Yeah,
you, right?
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's a
listen,
bitch.
you run all the time,
Yeah.
right?
I run. I hoop. If
When
I
you're
stop,
sick, when
yeah.
you're sick, and you don't do it for like a week or 2 weeks, right? When you come back to it, isn't it like, oh my God, I lost like 2 months.
Yeah. It sucks.
I was sucking wind because I do my crazy weird exercises.
Yeah.
I do like calisthenics, like old school. You know what I do? I do the like the Effie Lupakis warm-ups.
Do warm-ups.
I do this
Uh-huh.
before
Richard
I
Simmons.
before
Your Jack
I go in.
LaLand workout? Is that
I do
what
the
it
Jack
is?
Like,
Dude, Jack
5
LaLand.
pound dumbbell, 1 blow a kiss. 1 blow
No,
a kiss.
I do 50 push-ups straight,
Yeah.
grunting,
Mhm.
and then I do 50 squats.
Nice.
I hop in the shower.
Yeah.
I take a shower. I get out of the shower. Another 50 push-ups, another 50 squats, and 25 ab rolls.
Oh, very nice.
That's
almost
every
like
day.
taking,
Very nice.
That's almost like taking a shit after the shower. Why are you going to get yourself sweaty after?
Because
you
I
just
don't
rinsed
sweat.
off?
Andrew doesn't sweat.
Ask Rich. Have you ever seen me sweat?
Once.
My pores are all clogged.
When we were in Vegas.
Oh yeah, but that was
That was
you
it.
know.
Yeah.
My body couldn't adjust to
And
that
it
dry
wasn't.
heat.
And I'll be honest with you. It wasn't.
I was also dying of COVID.
It was. Yeah. It wasn't. It wasn't a flop sweat. It was just like a little bit like right here. And that's the only. You don't sweat. You don't poop. You don't. I've never heard you fart.
Never. Never happened.
You hardly eat.
I got no belly button. I hardly eat. I have
This
no
is
belly
all
button.
true. This is all true. I've never really
Yeah.
seen you drink water.
I'm having this much.
It's
This
vodka.
is all I can drink. This is the
I
amount
thought
of
that
water I
was
can drink.
tequila.
It's wild.
Yeah, I don't do.
It's wild.
I'm not like a gross boy.
Yeah. You know. Well,
very
I mean,
clean.
you know.
I'm a very clean boy. No sweating.
I've never.
not allowed.
I've known you for a million years. I've never ever heard Andrew say, "I'll be right back. I got to shit."
No, never. It never
You're the
happens.
I think you're the only person I know that's never
Never
ever done
happens. My body just takes everything in.
that. You absorb every.
I absorb everything.
every single nutrient.
Yeah.
No waste.
No waste.
Kazuchika Okada versus Brody King for the AEW Continental title. I'm gonna go out on a limb here. Brody.
Oh,
Brody King.
who's on the line?
that was for you.
Oh, thank you. That was great.
Brody King.
It just comes out every now and then. Sometimes when I'm talking and I start doing this, dude, and I don't know if it's like we got infected by seeing it so much.
I think so. Brody King, I think, takes this.
I kicked someone out of my office the other day.
Did
and
you
I was
really?
doing this. Get out of my office.
It's just an impression, guys. Just an impression.
We're not telling you to think anyway.
No, it's just an impression of a dope.
Welcome to the.
Well. You know my joke when he came back. Like, I did this and I just had great timing with it. Everybody was over my house. I had like a bunch of people here, and I walked in and go, well, I hate what you've done with my place. Everybody died.
It's good. That's a good joke. Kazuchika Okada versus Brody King for the AEW Continental title. I think that they're gonna strap up Brody on this one.
You know, I don't.
Because it would be a good move. I think if you want to create a star and have him have a good run, put that title on Brody King.
I think
Okada's done nothing
I
with
think
it.
he's just gonna have a banger of a match, and Okada's gonna take it.
All right, what do you guys think?
I'm going with Okada because this may be part of the story with Kenny. It's champion versus champion at
yeah,
at all out, all in.
yeah, all somewhere.
Yeah, all something. I'm going with Okada. Where do you guys say?
That's Andrew throwing it
I
to
say
MG
Okada.
and Jonathan.
I'm going
I say
Okada.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I'm the only one out there. Mercedes Moné versus Momo Watanabe for the TBS title. As much as I want Momo Watanabe
I
to
know,
win,
Mercedes winning.
it's going to be Mercedes.
Hollywood ending match: Tony Storm versus Mariah May for the AEW World Title. This is a no hold bar falls count anywhere match. I am looking for one specific spot here, and I'm looking for the Hollywood back lot brawl.
Fantastic.
I want that. I want them to do that again, and there has to be a Dustin appearance.
Yes.
For people who don't remember, Goldust versus Roddy Piper.
Fantastic.
That match somehow began as an O.J. Simpson appearance.
Right.
Or a nod to OJ. Something. It had to do with OJ. They did do the Bronco chase.
They did the Bronco chase.
They did do the Bronco
It's wild,
chase.
man.
It was the 90s. A double homicide could become a storyline.
Yeah.
A man that committed double murder.
Wild.
It's not even alleged anymore. It's not even alleged. You know,
Yeah. The guy wrote a book called If I Did It.
I have that book, dude. I have it right. Yeah, I have it in my thing.
You got to sign copy.
I got a signed copy. Mr. Juice, can you sign this for me?
Great running back.
But he carved it. This is how he signed it.
You know,
and he carved the
I'd
whole
be your
thing.
Al Cowlings, right?
I know you'd be my Al
I'd be your Al
Cowlings.
Cowlings.
I know you would be.
The fact that they're doing this as a falls count anywhere tells me that spot somehow will be alluded to at some point.
I think Mariah May with shenanigans.
Mariah May with shenanigans.
Tony.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're going with Tony. I'm really into this match. Really, really into this match.
What do you think?
Tony.
Jonathan?
Mariah.
All right.
Great. MJF versus Hangman Page. Who takes this? I think Hangman.
I want Hangman to destroy
Me too.
Yeah.
I want Hangman to kill him. You know, so I like when MJF wins, but
Yeah.
much like Flair, he doesn't need to win this.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not, but I think for Page to continue his story for that world title,
For sure.
you know what trope I love with wrestling, and Danielson really started it?
Mhm.
The Smeagol.
Mm-hmm.
Affected by the gold.
My precious.
My
yeah.
precious. He did great with that.
Arguably, I do think Tommaso Ciampa did it the best.
Tommaso Ciampa did do it the best.
Yeah.
He was poisoned by the gold.
That NXT title run he had with Goldie, forget it.
What a great era.
Yeah.
You know, at that time nobody was doing that kind of stuff.
No. Those matches were insane
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, fantastic stuff. I fear that's going to be a forgotten era.
I don't think so. I think
I feel
once
like it's
those
already
guys
forgotten.
once those guys elevate up the roster a little bit, they're going to get those video packages of
I
like
hope
check
so.
out what they did, what they used to do. You know.
Will Ospreay, we got to leave in 22 minutes here. Will Ospreay, Kyle Fletcher steel cage match. Great. Who wins this?
I think it's gonna. I think it's Kyle Fletcher. Does Ospreay need a win? He's so over. He's probably like top 3 over guys in the company.
But where are you putting him? You know, like
Yeah.
should Ospreay win this? I don't know. I'm curious about this because it really depends on what the next move is for all of them. Takeshita, Kenny Omega, AEW International Championship. I think Kenny should take this.
Absolutely.
John Moxley, Cope for the AEW Championship. How does this end?
Cope wins.
Cope wins
Cope wins. Cope wins. Is there a cash in from Christian? I think Cope wins
with his clipboard. What did you call it?
his day planner.
His day planner. Yeah.
What do you guys think? MG, Jonathan?
MG left.
Oh, he's gone. Poof.
I think Cope wins.
I'm gonna hold what
I think I'm gonna say Christian.
I never lie on the air,
Mhm.
and I have a feeling I know the finish of this
Okay.
and how it's gonna go. So I am not participating
Okay.
because I don't want to ruin it for people.
Cope wins.
I also
Christian
don't know how I
cashes in.
feel about this.
Okay. Really?
I don't know how I
Interesting.
feel about it.
Cope wins. Christian cashes in. Stare down with Kenny Omega.
You know, it is very curious, right? Like I'm very curious if they go down that route. Again, this is another thing I will say that they booked backwards.
Yeah.
Adam Copeland and Christian should have united initially.
Mhm.
They should have been a team first, and they could have feuded with the Bucks.
Right.
They could have won those tag titles, or they could have done something. Something they could have done. Instead, they went into feuding mode.
Yeah.
They had their match, and then they Cope won the TNT title, and then they got cashed in, and he lost it, and then this. I don't know. Does that match need to be for the title? I don't know.
I do think you're going to get a moment with Copeland winning, and then finally Mox gets time off. And I think that Death Riders deserve time off also. 'Cause those guys have been going hard
them
for the
all.
last
Yeah,
couple
Cope
of
killed them all. Give them a little
You
bit of
know?
time off, and then take Mox off, and have them come back as something else eventually. You know,
because they've all been in a major program for the last few years. You know, and remember, like
Yeah.
when did Mox ever take time off? The fabled time off that
well,
he
he
said
was supposed to.
Yeah.
He was supposed to, and then I think was it the CM Punk debacle happened, and he came back.
Something like that. Right?
Something, right?
I do think
The brawl out, the brawl
brawl
out,
out,
and everybody got suspended.
I do think Cope needs to take this. Does the show end on a happy note with Cope standing in the middle of the ring, happy,
Yeah.
and then getting clobbered by Christian?
I don't know.
You know, like what other factor is there? You know, because there's a lot of people who aren't on the show.
Unless there's somebody coming in,
Right.
unless there's a new challenger that we don't know. This card is tremendous on paper. This is a great card, and even off of paper, you know that these matches are going to be tremendous.
Yeah.
Great. However, I don't want this to be a like peak WCW story with this pay-per-view where the undercard was so great
Yeah.
and the main event was mediocre, and that's all people talk about. I'm not saying that's going to happen here. I just feel like the Mox and Cope's story got a little cold.
Yeah.
And it never picked up, into high gear.
So this has to be the bangingest match on the card.
It's not even the match, it's the ending.
Okay.
The ending has to tell a great story. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
I'm being hopeful here.
The highlight for me is that women's match, to be honest with you.
How did you write the
I'm more
summary for the...
interested in that.
I have a question. How did you write the show summary already?
That was me.
Well, you put this in ChatGPT and you broke it
Grok.
down? Grok. Great.
Nice.
Yeah.
Welcome to episode 516 of Matt Men Podcast. Andrew's here and Rich Stambolian break down the latest wrestling news, previewing AEW Revolution, diving into WWE's biggest updates. See, this is where it gets it wrong.
Yeah.
It gets
Yeah.
weird.
Where's the word
That's why I
essence
don't
in
use
there?
it for
Because I
these.
feel like whenever you use any of the AI
Essence,
stuff, it'll
yeah.
just throw in the word essence, and it drives me absolutely bananas.
All right, let's ask our questions. Guys, submit the questions in the chat room. You can super chat us. That would be very much appreciated. All right, let's go into questions.
We got a couple of super chats here. One from Glassdoor Gamer. Enjoying the AEW product again. Cheers to you both.
Yeah, it's great stuff. Wrestling is good again. Ebbs and flows, dude.
Paul Anthony Moss asks, the over-under on how many surprise appearances returns for Revolution. I would imagine at least Bucks are coming back. This needs to be a big pay-per-view.
This needs to be a very big pay-per-view.
So I'm saying Bucks, you need more, I think 2 returns.
Oh, what if the Bucks distract the Hurt Syndicate, the Hurt Business,
Mm-hmm.
and the Outrunners win the title? The Bucks win it from them, and then they feud with the Hurt Syndicate.
I'd be into
Hurt
that.
Business, whatever they are.
I'd be into that. Listen, I want that Meltzer driver with Bobby doing the flip.
I want Shelton to do something crazy.
Oh, absolutely. It's got a flamethrower. Not that crazy. Another from Mod Revolve. Jay White steals Christian cash-in and pins Cope. Could that happen?
I don't think so.
Could somebody like swipe it and then
No,
cash
I don't.
in?
I don't think so. I think it belongs to the person that won it.
QB asks, what match should open Revolution and should Tony May close the show? Does Josh Alexander join the Death Riders? Huh. I think Takeshita Omega should open the pay-per-view.
I think MJF.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
MJF Hanger. Because MJF likes to open the shows.
Okay. Should Tony and May close the show? I think that should be placed right in the middle.
Yeah, I think the world title is going to be the men's world title is going to be the closer. They already closed the show last time. Remember, you had them close.
Yes. Does Josh Alexander show up and join the Death Riders
That would be interesting.
as the last man?
I mean, I do know that he is going there.
he is a Canadian. Edge, Christian,
Oh, maybe he helps Edge and Christian
or Christian.
or Christian.
Yeah. That's a good-
Jason. I want to see Jason Alexander as Josh Alexander's gimmick.
I'm here
Jerry, I have cauliflower ears.
with the singlet and the
Cauliflower. Oh!
Let's see what we got here. Will Backlash Scar happen?
Can I stop you for a
Yeah, please.
second? George is a wrestler.
Mhm.
Somehow he gets involved in this wrestling thing. He was out somewhere and he bumped into someone and it's like Vader, right?
Yeah.
And he's like,
He's,
you know what?
he's dating a girl
He's dating a girl.
that drops some kind of weird hint that she's like, oh, I only dated wrestlers in high school. They did it for me.
And they did it for me. So he's like, he ends up becoming like starting to train to wrestle,
Uh-huh.
and he's wearing the thing, and he's like, why? He goes, oh, my ears, they're cauliflower ears. And Jerry's like hysterical, cauliflower. Kramer comes in, he goes, I know a guy,
Yeah.
and he takes him to somewhere like witch doctor that like puts something on his ears and makes it way worse. And now he has to go on the date with this woman, and he's wearing the things to
protectors,
not
yeah,
the
yeah.
protectors, but now she thinks that he's mocking her.
Okay. Where's Vader? You said Vader shows up.
I diverted away from Vader.
There we go.
There we go.
Can we just end the show like
dear
that
God.
today?
That's
not on
not
this
right.
note. But
Yeah. When we end it, we're gonna end it with that.
Yeah.
will Backlash be a rehash of WrestleMania? Any fresh ideas to change this PLE?
I don't know. I'm very intrigued on the direction. Everything that we knew about this company is out the window at this
Yeah.
point. They're doing very different things.
Did the timeless Tony character develop out of Tony's work in Queen of the Ring?
I think it developed with her and RJ.
Yeah, but Queen of the Ring, I think it was before that.
I don't know. I don't know when they started filming that. That's a great question.
Because I do feel like that's a nod to classic ladies wrestling. Everything Pro Wrestling. What do you think? What do you guys know and think of Acclaim making a return to video games? Also, with Double J on the board, is this how AEW gets the Fight Forever sequel?
I mean, I don't know what it means. Do you know I went to their liquidation? Acclaim's liquidation. They were in Glen Cove. Their office was in Glen Cove. I have chairs from Acclaim.
Very nice. Mortal Kombat chairs?
I don't know, dude. Like I don't know what it means for AEW. I don't know if that game was exactly what they said it would be. It would be, No Mercy and WrestleMania 2000, and it just we've evolved. Yeah. And we expect more from video games, and we need more, and we need DLCs, and we need mini games, and we need this, and we need that. It just, who loved it? My kids.
Yeah, it's
a fun
easy.
Game. You pick it up, you play it, and then that's it. You're done. There's no longevity with it.
Right.
That's the problem.
Well, isn't that what they said when they initially released the game, that they were going to have it only be the one game that's constantly updated with new graphics and characters and
they didn't update any graphics.
Well,
yeah,
because I remember reading something like it was going to be forever patched, so people didn't have to spend $70 a year to get a new game.
Yeah.
Let's see. What wrestlers from Kurometa Riku, what wrestler would you have removed from the Matman State of the Union address, and what did they do to warrant it?
Oh, yeah, that's great. You're out of here. What wrestler
so ridiculous.
would I throw out of the Matman State of the Union? Current
MG,
wrestler?
Sergeants of Arms. I'd have to be your Sergeants of Arms.
Oh my God, I'm throwing you out. That's what I'm doing.
Right over the top rope.
I'm skipping a wrestler. MG gets thrown out.
Right over the top rope. Done.
Right over the top rope. There you go. All right. What else?
MCASP PDO 64. Why won't Tony pull the trigger on an ROH TV deal?
I don't think he has what he wants. I think that's what it comes down to. He has a certain thing that he wants, and I think he's waiting.
Okay. Well, we talked about that at the beginning of the show. Another one from Kurometa Rico. I have never watched Seinfeld, and my girlfriend wants me to make more Seinfeld references. Can I have a good one, please? Just say hello.
Hello. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
It's a good reference. Just keep yelling Cosmo at her.
Yeah.
Have you checked out the new WCW YouTube channel?
Yes. Yeah.
A lot of fun. Mad Cow 69 Dream Match Speedball versus Ricochet.
Oh yeah, Speedball too. I forgot. What do you guys think? Maybe he shows up.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Speedball versus Ricochet would be great.
Yeah.
This is a good one. Cadillac Carson. I love Cadillac gets us.
Yeah.
If you could have another wrestler's head, but you keep your body, which wrestler's head would you want?
Bobby Lashley.
Ooh, good one.
I just want people to think I'm a Frankenstein.
Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns' head on your body.
Handsome guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going with Bobby Lashley.
What about you guys?
Is it eyebrows or no eyebrows? Andrew?
It's the head. It's the
just
full
his head. His full head on my body,
as they are now.
My body. His head right on top.
Right. His head is a lot bigger than yours, which makes it even funnier.
I got mine.
It's gonna be so hard for my body to hold it up.
Go ahead, like the Elephant Man.
I would get Liv Morgan's head.
Liv Morgan's head on your body? Now that is wacky.
That's wacky.
That's a nightmare.
Very much. What about you, MJ?
I was going to go in the same. You know what? I'm going to go with a different one, but I'm going to go in the same direction, Jonathan.
Io Sky.
Oh, boy.
Sorry.
No, I'm going to go Asuka.
Asuka's head.
Right. Casey right here with the best analogy.
Oh, Hacksaw Jim Duggan would be an even 1-to-1. Yeah. I think that's a good one.
That's pretty good. This is from Brian Knight. What was Papa Zarin's reaction to Cena turning heel?
He actually came to me with his cell phone, holding it in my face because he was on TikTok.
Flip phone, right?
Yeah, his flip phone. He's like, why the fuck is John Cena bad now?
That's amazing. That's amazing.
What happened? No, I saw he was with Rock and he kicked Cody in the fucking balls. He's holding the phone like this, showing it to me. I'm like, I know.
My favorite thing that your dad says is like, if I bring my friend Alana to the house or if I bring Vicky to the house, he'll always hug them and go, where have you been all my life?
Yeah, that's his line, yeah.
It's such a good line.
Such a good line.
Alex Cariglu, sorry, brother, Kyrioglu, I've said his name before.
You have.
I can't read today. Hey guys, greetings from Athens, Greece. Right now in 2025, which promotion is bigger in terms of worldwide presence? New Japan or TNA? Thank you for all your content.
Oh, that's a great question.
That's a really good question. I'm going TNA.
Bigger worldwide.
Because TNA has a good fan following in the European market. Whenever they go to Europe, or canonically, whenever they went to Europe, they knocked it out of the water.
I'm angry. I don't know the answer to this. That's a great question. I would maybe worldwide, bigger worldwide. It has to be. It has to be TNA.
Yeah, because you have a Mexican connection.
More recognizable names. Also, there's a lot of WWE names there. I would say TNA.
They're getting the NXT rub right now too, so there's that.
This is from
Grok
QB.
says NJPW has a stronger case.
Oh, interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is from QB.
Yeah.
Who you want to see win the AEW heavyweight title at All In? Ospreay, Hangman, or Omega?
I wanted. My opinion is that Omega should be in that main event for the world title, but I don't think that's happening. I think it's just him and Okada for whatever they're doing. After that, maybe Ospreay, maybe Hangman. I don't know. That's a good question though.
But that's an interesting question because you're going to have to do some like really interesting booking, especially with where that title is now, right? That title is on Jon Moxley. I think it's going to go on to Cope this weekend. And then what do you do after that? You know, I think most fans want either Omega or Ospreay to be the guy at the end of the year.
Yeah.
You know, but then you have Swerve and Hangman. And it's fun to see all these moving parts.
A lot of fun.
Batcher 3000, happy Friday, my Bugle boys. Oh, it's the Bugle boys. You didn't watch DuckTales when you were a kid?
I didn't. I did watch DuckTales when I was a kid.
Let's see here. I think that's it for questions.
Is that it?
That's it.
All right, that's it. Perfect timing. We're out of here, guys. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your Friday. Enjoy AEW Revolution this Sunday. I'll be back Sunday for a preview to AEW Revolution with Wrestling Observer Live. We're back on Tuesday on Fightful with Beyond the Bell. And then back next Friday.
Hell yeah.
All right, boys and girls. That's it for this week. Bye-bye for now.
Mwah.